Okay, we officially doing the A to Z, Gnar, my thoughts, ideas, reworks, changes, and so on and so forth. Yeah. But yeah, I'm sorry, this is gonna be a day late. Honest to God, I just blatantly forgot. It was fully my fault. I am very sorry for the things that I have done. But with that, we are going to Gnar, the Missing Link. I honestly don't like that title, but I know why he has it. You're going to be hearing that a little bit. Damage, physical. Majority of his damage is true. This is true. Style, mostly auto attacks over abilities, and I would honestly put it right in the middle over really mostly auto attacks, because yes, he does auto attack a lot, but on Gnar, he is 100% ability reliant. Hey, like auto attacking on Gnar happens, but it's not frequent. And auto attacking on Little Gnar is very frequent, but it's also mixed in between throwing his Q. So I would put more focus in the middle of between of abilities and auto attacks. Difficulty is definitely 3. He is a champion that is very hard to play, but that also does warranty why he has 2 damage, 3 toughness, 2 crowd control, 2 mobility, and 0 utility. That is completely warranted, and I agree with it 100% of the way. Okay, Gnar is primeval Yordle, whose playful antics can erupt into a toddler's outrage in an instant, transforming him into a massive beast bent on destruction. Frozen in true ice for millennia, the curious creature broke free and now hops about a changed world he sees as exotic and wondrous. Delighted by danger, Gnar flings whatever he can at his enemies, be it his bone-toothed boomerang or nearby buildings. A nearby building. See, I feel as if, yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Rage Gene? Yeah, that, yeah. While in combat, Gnar generates rage. At maximum rage, his next ability will transform into Gnar, granting increased survivability and access to new spells. It literally changes all of his abilities and makes him a tank. Like, he's a glass cannon that turns into a tank. His entire kit, both for the enemies and himself, revolve around his passive alone. Like, yes, his abilities are good, but if your enemy sees your Gnarbar, is what I call it, they will be able to control the fight if they play it right. And same with how you need to focus on your Gnarbar, and you can control the fight if you play it right. But it is a double-edged sword. It is a weakness and a strength. Boomerang throw or boulder toss. Gnar throws a boomerang that damages and slows enemies if it hits before returning to him. If he catches the boomerang, its cooldown is reduced. If it hits before returning to him? Oh, yeah. Okay. See, I also thought that meant on its way back it wouldn't count, and I'm like, no, it does count, though. But it's like when he actually catches it. But yeah, it does go forth, and it comes back, and if you do catch it, it does reduce the cooldown. And then in Gnar form, when his passive is done, instead he throws a boulder that stops on the first unit hit, damaging and slowing enemies, everything nearby. It can then be picked up to reduce the cooldown. So it's basically the same thing, but instead of coming back to him, it just stops. And it's more AoE, sort of. Hyper and Wallop. Gnar attacks and spells hype him up, dealing bonus damage and granting him movement speed. That's when Hyper actually hits. As you can see, it has 3 stacks at first. 1, 2, 3, and that does bonus magic damage to an enemy. It scales with your ability power, and then it also increases his ability, and that's like the Hyper part of it. Then there's Gnar, who is too enraged to be hyper and instead can rear up on his hind legs and smash down on the area in front of him, stunning enemies in an area. It's his second, one of his 2 stuns. And it's a good overall ability. It does reasonable damage. It has a reasonable range. It's nothing insane. Then there's Hop and Crunch. Gnar leaps to a location and bounces off the head of any unit he lands on, traveling further. But if he doesn't land on anything, he doesn't travel further. He just stops. It does not say that, which I understand why. Like, it does kind of like it's self-represented, but at the same time, just make sure you're very well aware of that, and that, you know, sometimes the range of it, or the hitbox of it, I guess you could say, is a little fucky. And instead of you jumping like you think you're going to, you're just going to land right next to a person and just stare at them, being like, hi. Then there's Gnar, who is too large to bounce and instead lands with earth-shattering force, dealing damage in an area around him. That's pretty self-explanatory. Then there is Gnar. Gnar throws everything around him in a chosen direction, dealing damage and slowing them. Any enemy that hits a wall is stunned and takes bonus damage. So, yeah, that's also pretty self-explanatory, plus the video. The only thing I don't like about this ability is that it can only be used as Gnar, and that he does not have a Little Gnar ability. And that honestly annoys me when it comes to his ult. Now, like, I understand that, yes, if he would have, like, 2 ultimates, but it doesn't have to be something big. Like, something that I was saying before is that if Gnar uses his ult beneath 50% rage, then it causes him to gain hyper at a faster rate, making him turn into Gnar quicker. But then if he uses it above 50% rage, then it actually causes his abilities to not give as much rage, or it causes whatever the heck it's called, like just for him just to lose some lit rage entirely. As I said, his kit revolves around his rage, his Gnar bar, so much. A lot of champions you can only beat in one form or the other. Like Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath deals with Gnar very easily. Yes, he has his bonus CC, but at the same time, Cho'Gath is tanky enough to where he doesn't care. But Little Gnar can run Cho'Gath down and just destroy him in every sense of the word. Which is part of just like the why I have this ability, or why I would make this be a thing. Just because it would allow him to do what he wants with a little bit more flexibility. Like, he wouldn't be able to control it fully, but it would either slow down or speed up the process based on what he needs to happen. Such as there was a fight where I really needed to turn into Gnar, and literally a second before I did, I ended up dying. So, like, yeah, I guess that is my fault for overestimating and thinking that I'd hit Gnar before he manages to kill me. But at the same time, like, if I would have just had my Gnar bar, like, fill up faster or something like that, it would have been a much easier fight. And I think, like, because of how much his passive, or like how much everything revolves around his passive, he should definitely have some sort of method of, like, really controlling it. Such as there's also a lot of times where I am pushing someone into Undertower, and then I turn into Gnar, and now I have to sit there and wait for them to basically undo all the effort I just did. And then I can finally do it again once I become Little Gnar, but instead I'd be able to prevent myself from becoming Big Gnar for a little while longer, and I'd be able to potentially push them out of lane entirely. And then, as I was saying, there'd be other times where I'd be the one getting pushed out of lane, and I'm Little Gnar, taking way too much damage, not capable of killing the minions fast enough. So then I turn into Gnar because it had the increased capabilities. And to be truthful, that's really all I would change about Gnar. Gnar can be very destructive in the right hands. I would personally, I'm main Gnar, sort of. And because of this, I would say that I am not the best Gnar in the world, but I would say I'm a pretty good Gnar. But there have still been plenty of times that I just get absolutely destroyed because Gnar is like, yes, he may be a pretty good champion who can do a lot of different things with like what he's capable of, but at the same time, he's a very flexible champion, or like too flexible of a champion, where sometimes you're trying to do one thing and he just isn't capable of doing that because he's either in Mega Gnar or in Little Gnar form. So just overall, I think that just adding, okay, there is something I would sort of change. I'd keep his Q the exact same. His W, I would maybe take off Hyper. Maybe take off the bonus movement speed. I'm not fully sure why he just gets bonus movement speed from doing bonus damage. I think it's a bit much to have on a passive that is always on. And like he gains that bonus movement speed no matter what he gets the 3 stacks on, whether it be a minion or you. And it makes it really hard to get away from him with the amount of CC he has, but plus with the amount of mobility he has. It just makes that really, really hard to get away from him. So if I was going to do anything, I would remove Hyper. I would keep his bonus magic damage, which, is also based off of percent max HP. I would keep his E. I would keep his R, except for I'd add a Little Gnar R. But then I'd maybe take away the Hyper, because it just seems like sometimes it's just a little unfair for him to have so much on his kit. But, as I said, it's kind of warranted by the fact of just like how much damage, or by how much skill it really takes to play him. But, yeah, let's move on to the skins. So we have our base Gnar. We have our Dino Gnar, which I like the skin. Gentleman Gnar, I love this skin. The Snow Day Gnar, which is the only other Gnar skin I have, but it's my least favorite. He's literally, it's just like regular Gnar, but with a different color scheme and wearing like snow up a tier. El Leon Gnar, I lied. This is actually my least favorite. I kind of wasn't thinking about this one, but this one I find really stupid. To be truthful, this entire skin set I find pretty stupid, but Gnar's, it's just bad. It doesn't look good. It doesn't feel good. It's just an overall bad skin, honestly. Super Galaxy Gnar is awesome. It looks cool. It has nice animations. It has good particles. Everything is good about it. And the newest skin, which is the SSG skin, is also very good. This is a very, very nice skin. And I just realized that's basically Mega Gnar in the background. Huh. That is basically Mega Gnar there. But there is one thing that I would add to every single Gnar skin. Mega Gnar! Like, I understand the Mega Gnar and Gnar are the exact same thing. So you can't exactly see Mega Gnar when you can also see Little Gnar. But can't you, like, split the clip art down, like, the middle or something and just move them over to the side? Or make Mega Gnar a thought bubble or something? Like, you can kind of see it in the shadow here because it's, like, showing how he's usually be, like, a lot bigger. But that's about all it's doing. This is kind of just like all you can see is Little Gnar, and now you can see a dent in the darn wall. But then you don't know, like when Little Gnar turns into Mega Gnar, he turns into a legit dinosaur. Like you couldn't put like a dinosaur toy right over here. Just put some sort of thing that like a Mega Gnar plushie right here, a Mega Gnar plushie right there. Same, like, maybe have this book standing up. There's kind of like a jaw thing here. Maybe have this book standing up or being set over to the side and having Gentleman Mega Gnar right there. maybe like in the ice back here have Gnar, have like Mega Gnar. This one just have like a figure of the Mega Gnar from here. Well, you know you want to be actually able to see it. But like he's about to turn into Mega Gnar in this one, but just have like Mega Gnar like on the tightrope right here. He's technically inside of Mega Gnar, but I would like repair one of these screens and have Mega Gnar showing on it. But like this skin, technically Mega Gnar is a giant mech suit in this skin, but still. And then this one like kind of has the theme that I'm going with of just like put something in the background that symbolizes what he would look like. And that is actually very close to what he would look like. And so like this one is the only one that I would really say has that. All the other ones are like you can sort of see it, but not really. Like this one you can't see it all because he's about to turn into it. This one you can't see it all. This one you kind of have like a jaw thing, but I don't even know if that's for Mega Gnar. This one you can't see at all. This one is like sort of in the background, but that not really what I'm talking about. But honestly, that has been Gnar, and I really don't have any skin ideas for him. I like all the skins he currently has. I think he has a good amount of skins. I would definitely want to see... Okay, my favorite types of skins in general are the Battlecast, the Blood Moon, and like Championship. So I would definitely love to see like a Championship Gnar, a Blood Moon Gnar, a Battlecast, or a Project Gnar. Those would all be pretty cool, but I think that would most fit him would probably be a Blood Moon. And yeah, but that's really just about it. Now, I do have my overall idea about the double skins, but I don't really think that League of Legends like is even going to listen to that in the first place, where you have two different types of skins, but a champion will have two different forms, will be able to have both their skins, such as I'm going to go Warden and Marauder. Have Little Gnar be the Warden, have him be him in like all white armor with like a bladed silver boomerang, and then have Mega Gnar turn into a Marauder where he'll have all black armor, he'll have spikes coming out of him, he'll have like skull and crossbones on him, something like that. Like the color scheme for Warden is like blue and silver, the color scheme for Marauder is like red and black. They're like literally complete solar opposites. So I would love to see that type of skin, but I don't think that's going to happen. But that has been Gnar, the missing link. Thank you all very much for watching this video, and I'm going to bid you all adieu. Goodbye.